Hey everybody, So Wookie here. In this video we're going to go over my recommendations for the Week 5 finals, both across the top 4 competition as well as the kill point MVP. So this week has been another interesting week for all the games. I've watched them all again, but again this week there's some quite notable omissions from the roster in the finals. For example, there's no Team Liquid, who I believe have been in every single weekly final so far. There's no FaZe Clan either. There's no 4am. So there's quite a lot of big teams that haven't made it through this time. So hopefully that's going to give us a better chance to have a look at who's going to do the best and try and get as much XP as possible. Been looking over the stats from the last couple of weeks, who's done well, especially last week, because last week was a very similar situation as well, where a couple of big teams through, but a lot of teams came through that weren't expected, so it's been a lot of that. And then looking over some stats, so this is going to be about my recommendations of who I'm going to vote for. So this week, this is the last week that has the kill MVP points, which nets you the 200,000 upon a successful guess. So there's one more free coupon to go, which put me on 16 in total. So this week I'm going to use 10 coupons, and then in the final week, where it's only the top 4 to get decent XP, I'm just going to use the remaining 6. So the first thing, I'm going to do 4 votes for the weekly top 4. My first vote is going to go for Infantry. They've been really good throughout the tournament so far, and I really think they do stand a good chance of coming in the top 4 this weekend. My next team for the top 4 is going to be DA, Digital Athletic, who've been really strong these last couple of weeks. They came second last week as well, with a really good kill points as well. The third team I'm going to go for the top 4 is Multicircle Gaming. Again, they came third last week and were only 1 point behind DA. And again, put up decent kills. Good team, they've come through quite well, and looking forward to seeing more from them. And then the final team that I'm going to go for is Virtus Pro, who've been really consistent, and I feel like they qualified really late this week, second to last game I think it was, and I think the hunger is there to go and get it. Now a lot of people might have put Gen G in the top 4 to win, but for me Gen G, although very good quality team, they're so very hot and cold. Like for example in last week's finals, I think they came like 10th or something, like not even on the scale. Completely bombed out. So you know, the consistency, although they get a lot of kills, might not necessarily be there for the top 4. But yeah, I think Infantry, Virtus Pro, Multicircle Gaming and DA are going to be my votes for the top 4. Next we move on to the weekly kill point MVP. So again, I'm going to go for Infantry on this one. Again, they usually frag out a lot. They're not a type of team that just kind of turtles up. They will take fights and, you know, pick up kills like that. DA, again, last week, they weren't the highest kills, but they were definitely up there in the top 3 or 4. So, you know, a good bet again, especially if they get some circle look. And I mean, you get to the end of the game, you have to kill someone, right? So survivability is a good point. You can kill one team and then die straight away. You're only ever going to get 4 kills in a game. Whereas if you survive to the end of the game, you pick up 1 kill here and there, you can get 6 or 7 quite easily. And because they survive quite often, they're a good choice. Next team I'm going to go for the weekly MVP is Gen G, a very good killing team. You know, some of the players in there, Loki, in Onyx, Esther, they can kill you as soon as they look at you. Really good team. Next team, Virtus Pro, kind of similar for the reasons as DA. They do survive to the end quite a lot. So they just pick up the kills throughout, maybe 1 here, 1 there, and then they kill the final team or the second to final team, etc. So even if they don't win the match, they can still come in with 6 or 7 kills, no problem, and they soon add up. Next game again, Multicircle Gaming. Really high kills. I think they had the highest kills last week, actually. So I'm hoping they can do it again and net us the 200,000. And then finally, the final team for the kill point MVP. It was kind of like, there was a couple of choices who I could have gone for here, and I was a bit unsure who to do. I was toying between Petrichor Road, Metagaming, who have been really exciting and really good and have improved so much across the tournament, and Oath. In the end, I decided to go for Petrichor Road, just because they were really impressive this week, and they did get some decent kills. So that was the final team for the kill point. A lot of people might be thinking like, why have I not voted for Sonics and anything? And again, they're just too unreliable a vote. Even when they do well in terms of placement, they occasionally frag out and get loads of kills, but they don't get loads of kills kind of thing. Like, they hardly ever have a 10+ kill game, where Infantry has had 10+ kill games and Gen G have, and not even got to the end of the game. And for the 200,000, that's what you need to be looking at. So they're my votes for both the top 4 and the kill point MVP. Now, if you don't have as many coupons as me, and you was only you're only using the 1 free coupon per week, then you'd want to be voting in the top 4, because your 1 vote gives you 4 chances of winning, because they can come for 2nd, 3rd or 4th. And in that case, out of the 4 teams I picked there, I would either go for Infantry or DA, and then that choice would be yours. If you have 2 or 3 votes, I'd probably put 1 in the weekly top 4, do either Infantry or DA, and then 2 for the MVP as well. And that's if you had 3, for example. But that's it. So that comes to the end of our video. I hope you found this information useful, and I hope it helps you make those decisions. If you don't vote the same way as me, let me know in the comments who you voted for. Good luck. Wookie out.